Sandals Mitch Stag.
Hey, look at my wrists on aqua. Got it singing like the opera. Got her calling out the Allah. I might go fuck some comments. 18 now, I might fuck on your mama. Keep talking shit, tell you pussies to put some very guapo. Might fuck on no model. Just hit the lotto.
Finally getting to it. The variation that I think is the most controversial for Shao Kahn, just because I feel like people either think this is the best variation or they think it's the worst. And in my opinion, I used to think it was the worst. I always said it was the worst just because there was no real check for forward 3, 4. Like there's no way to really like it's a completely dead string in this variation. Like there's just no way around it. But this variation has so much potential in other areas that I'm actually starting to think that this is the best one overall. And I'll talk about why more in depth, but for now, let's just go over the basics. So first things first, as I always do, the abilities. This variation gains Spear Charge. Spear Charge is, I should have done this in the last one, I fucked it up, but let's just go over them. So Spear Charge is 19 frames on startup. Shoulder Charge is 16, so this is a little slower. However, this is unbreakable damage into the launcher if you amplify it, and that's actually another thing though, I guess to balance that out, I don't know why they did this, but the only way that you can get this thing to launch is you have to fully commit to the shoulder, so this can be blocked. And if it's blocked, it is, yeah, it's the same move essentially. They're both minus 17. I don't know why the startup's just 3. I don't think it slows it down, but the amplification, sorry, I'll go more in depth with that. But yeah, so it's 19 frame startup, it's minus 17, so it's actually not as punishable as shoulder charge, and if done at max range, I'll talk about that later. Skewered frame data. Skewered is a little slower than Scum Grab. It's 11 frames, but it is a armor break, as most of you know. And yeah, 11 frame startup, a lot of recovery though. If you whiff this move, it's death. And Seeking Wrathhammer. Seeking Wrathhammer is one of the biggest gimmicks in the fucking game. It is really slow, fully punishable if it's blocked from full screen against a character like this bitch. I learned that the hard way. So, minus 24 if it's blocked. Obviously though, as a projectile, the frame data changes, so let me actually have her at full screen. Don't need to change that. Full screen, yeah, and then we'll have her block. I should have, sorry, because I'm also gonna put on the frame. Okay. Minus 17. So I think it up close, it's plus 4 at point blank. It says minus 24. But yeah, minus 17 at full screen then, I guess. Well, now we know. Seeking Wrathhammer is, yeah, it's a gimmick, but I'll talk more about it. But okay, back to Spear Charge, because now we're gonna go in depth. Compared to Shoulder Charge, yeah, like I said, 3 frames slower, so down force shoulder goes out the fucking window. This still works if your opponent's not as quick to poke back, but don't make this a strat, please. It's disgusting. It's not real. it's not fucking real. Another thing that this has over Shoulder Charge is because of the gravity scaling, you can actually do 3 back 3s after getting it. So with like in the corner, okay, let's just go there. With Shoulder Charge, you'd only be able to do 2, but this variation you can do 3 back 3s, and as you saw, she was still slowly falling down. I have 45 frames of hit advantage, meaning I can actually get, just like I do in the other variations, a standing 1 and then standing forward to my ender. Oh, sorry, I'm screwing it up, but okay, let's go. Uno, dos, tres. Standing 1, standing 4, ender. Yep, there we go. And that was with the raw Spear Charge. This is honestly, yeah, the gravity scaling is just different with this move because unlike Shoulder Charge, which knocks them into the air and then the amplification hits them while they're still in the air, further into the air, this move they're on the ground and then they're in the air. It launches them into the air after that. Also, so your B&B actually remains the same. Sorry, this has a lot of corner carry. Let me just show it from the left. So you can do something like this. Dash up slightly into back 3. Then jump 2, and then back 2 into your ender. You should get 32%. There is no secret optimal like there was at Risen Emperor, because Spear Charge, while it does have better gravity scaling, the opponent is a little further away, so you can't get that little cheeky back 3. But don't worry, it's honestly, it's not a huge deal. You're getting more damage with this one, so... You gotta do a dash when you do the back 3. Yeah, there you go. It's not that hard to hit at all. If you guys are screwing it up, you are garbage at the game. Delete, uninstall. Mid-screen, yeah. Corner carry potential, yeah. So this variation also, so like at mid-screen, not from the left, because that's kind of burgers, but if you get something like this, yeah. So if like from the starting point, you can already kind of get, like even just doing a raw spear charge. And you might not be able to get the standing 1, but you can do a 2-3 after that. Like, let me just try that out. You can just keep carrying her. Ugh, God, screwing it up. If you really can't hit it, like if you're screwing up like I am right now consistently, you can just down 1 into it. You know, it's just make sure you get that combo. Know your limits. Try that. Yeah, it's not that hard to get. I don't know why I was struggling to do it, but yeah, 35 for a bar. That was without the starter into the spear charge. Yeah, corner carry potential, but also so like if you're like about, sorry, let me just go there. Let's go like right here. Yep. Okay, let me. So from here though, I can't carry her all the way to the corner. It's like what I like to do if I really need him in the corner. It's like Cetrion. You can do something like that, and what that does also, because this is a little better than spear charge in this aspect as well, the hit advantage on this is a lot better. So what I'll do is, if I want them to be in the corner, I'll do 2 back 2s into the raw spear. Give me 33 frames of hit advantage, meaning I have 33 frames to walk up and start enforcing pressure again. So this is actually a really great corner carry tool as well. I didn't think it was at first, but against characters like Cetrion or like I'm trying to think who else. Characters that basically can't do too well against Shao, like I'd even say like characters like Liu Kang, they'd have to do something wildly unsafe to get out of the corner. You might want to do that just to get them into the corner, but it's all depending on your playstyle. If you just want damage, you can always go for the B&B. You can just do that. That also has corner. It's tough because you gotta know where you're at, because obviously I just did the corner carry regardless, but. Okay, so like right there. So like if you do it raw, doesn't have the same you jump in, unless they're flawless blocking it, but most people won't. But yeah, that does it for a spear charge pretty much. Okay, real quick. Okay, Skewered. So like I said, it is slower than Scum Grab. However, it has a much bigger hitbox. You can catch your opponent jumping from. Let me just show it so you guys can see. You can get it from like go away, bitch. It goes pretty far, but yes, that 4 frames of startup does hurt. So in my opinion, I wouldn't try to use this on like a jump read. This is more of a combo ender armor breaker is what you're gonna use it for. You can use it as an anti-air from far away, like if you're fighting a Devora or something, you know, stab that hole right out the air. Go over there. Especially because if Devora tries to hit you, even though she has a shitload of reach, however, the downside of having a lot of reach, same with Shao Kahn's jump too, is that wherever your hitbox is as the character in the air, that's also your hurt box, and anti-air moves take priority over those. So basically, if Devora is neutral jumping from over there and trying to hit you, Skewered will catch her out of the air. So in those matchups, it is great. I also suggest using it against upgradeds trying to jump from full screen. You just snag them right the fuck out the air and go into your combos. Let me go back to my notes. As an armor breaker. Yeah. So, as an armor breaker, it's obviously, most people will break like a little after that. So, like, I usually use it like that. Because after standing 1, they don't break right away usually unless they're fast as fuck. Like, I've seen Gur break away after immediately getting anti-aired, but usually I don't see people do it. They try to break away sometime between the back 2 and the the skewer. So like yeah, this works perfectly. And then obviously if you want to capitalize on damage, like going in the round and stuff, you can get that. 2 bars, 35. Not terrific for this variation at least, but it's something. But okay, okay. Using in corner versus back 3. What? Oh, okay. I think I know what I meant. So, I used to try and say, so like against characters like Cetrion 2, you're gonna catch them jumping a lot. Back 3 is great, but it's really unsafe. Throwing out skewered from right about this range is great because if they're neutral jumping, moving mode, jump. Like right about here, yeah, you catch them out the air. So right about here. It's a little bit of a funky range, but you know what I mean? You can stay out of attack range. So just, you know, sweep is whiffing. So most characters aren't gonna. Back 2 is whiffing as well, but from right about here, you can still land that. But obviously, back 3 is where you're gonna get your combo damage from. But I'm just saying, if you want to use it for that, the option is there. I don't suggest it, but if you really want to use it for that, right the fuck ahead. Now, the main thing I wanted to get at, because I know a lot of you already are probably in the comment section like, this variation is not it. Go fuck yourself, you don't know what you're talking about. But here's the thing. This variation, and I think Shao's in general, and this is me thinking about how Shao is quote-unquote supposed to be played versus how he's optimally played, which unfortunately is not the same. Shao is meant to be played, as in I think NRS designed him intending for him to be a rush down pressure character that does big damage in exchange for big risk. And that's how I use him. However, I think the most optimal way to play Shao Kahn is the way Video Game Zio plays him, and that is where you're playing more defensively and you capitalize on your opponent's mistakes heavily. And this is the variation that gets a shitload of damage every time you're opened up. So it's honestly, this is the variation that to me does the most ideal style of Shao Kahn the best, because it has the best armor break, and the spear in itself is a much better tool unless you're trying to use it for obviously pressure purposes, because the shoulder is a lot better for checking obviously forward through for flawless block attempts. But this is awesome because on top of that, this has a lot more range. So I'm just gonna show you guys something real quick. So like Cetrion, I'm gonna try to see if I can record this, but basically playing against Ava, I've done shit like this. Oh shit, wait. God damn it. Okay, record, full screen. Oh wait, I need to record, have him block everything. You can usually do something like that against most characters, however Cetrion's Geyser completely throws that out the fucking window. How do you do Geyser? Sorry, let me look at this disgusting character's moves. Oh. Yep, see that? A reversal counter, and you can't do it, and you also can't get a spear out either. If she's doing it right away. This character is so fucking stupid, but basically in this variation, you can do this with all of them. However, I feel like this one just does it a little better. But so what you can do now is something like this. Oh shit, I fucked it up. Wait. Damn it. Okay. Well, I don't think that was even a punish. You had to be quick, a little quick with it. I don't think I did the combo, but punish. Yep, you get something like that. And against Cetrion, obviously, that's very matchup specific. But what I'm saying is that you have a lot more potential to punish shit with this variation from a far range, like people whiffing and stuff. And again, as Shao Kahn, the most ideal way to play him is to just be safe. It is the most ideal way. Still, I really thought it would have changed with the last balance patch that really fixed him, but hopefully November 17th they actually release Shao Kahn as DLC, but we'll see. But okay, yes, yeah, that's the full screen check. If you think your opponent, honestly, so at max range, this is still minus 17. However, because of the way the range is on this thing, if you hit somebody like that, no one's punishing this. It's like Sindel's back too. Like, no one's gonna punish it. So like when you would use this, for example, is like if you knock your opponent far away, like maybe for the back three and they break away, kind of fuck around here a little bit, and then you just sorry, not from their whisk, but like right here, and then boom, minus 17, but you're way the fuck back there. Let me look at the frame data actually. Minus 17, but you see where I'm at? No one's punishing this consistently. Well, not no one. A few people will, but for those of you that are playing casually, a lot of people aren't going to punish this shit. A lot of people can't. So, like I said, this has just these slight little things make a big difference for this character. Just because, for the simple fact too, that when you open up your opponent, you're going to cash out on a shitload of damage. If you want to know when the armor break consistently, I don't know what it is, but people love to armor break in the corner after 2 of the back threes. That's when people like to break away. I don't know what it is. If you feel good throwing that out, that's fine. It's 33% for a bar. Nothing wrong with that at all. But yes, the optimal with this would be your starter into the spear charge, 3 back threes, standing 1, standing 4 into the ender. Again, you get 42% if you're landing standing 4 as your starter. But where it fits, yeah, obviously there's no poke in the special and there's no way to close the gap. So like I said, aggression wise, this is not the variation to use if you're looking for aggression, because it just doesn't really have a way to open up the opponent. Your crushing blows are limited. Full screen option, you're kind of lacking. The Seeking Wrath Hammer is great against teleporters, but other than that, it's not really a super solid projectile or anything. And yeah, the damage potential again is where it really shines. Check this shit out. But again, this is the variation. I think if you're looking to play Shao Kahn optimally, I think this is the variation you should use. What else? I'll probably do. Oh, also yeah. Sorry, I should probably show these off real quick. But so with this variation from the start, if you catch an opponent like, let's say they want a neutral jump, because Cetrions usually do. You can get them all the way into the corner with start of the round back, start of the fight back 3. You can even get standing 4 if you really want. It's a little tougher on the execution though. Not super hard, but yeah, you know, you're not even getting a full percent more. 2-3 is probably the better option just because it's more consistent, but it's totally up to you. Also, if you noticed, my guide for Risen Emperor was a lot shorter than True Kahn, and that's because a lot of the stuff that I said about True Kahn kind of applies to Risen Emperor in terms of the playstyle and stuff. They play really similarly. I think just True Kahn, you're looking for that restand and the mix, but Risen Emp, obviously you're looking for the gimmick shit like that at Annihilation down 1. That's disgusting. Yeah, that doesn't even work. But so, yeah, V3, I think it's the best for destroying people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. If your opponent can't flawless block, I think this is the variation you should be using, because this variation is the one that... also, so, after the mix, that into shoulder is OSable because... Let me just do the frame data real quick. So, 4, 3, 4, 1 plus 3. The startup on the third move is 20 frames. But shoulder charge is 16, meaning that you have 4 frames in between when shoulder will hit and when the end of this string will. Basically, I don't know why they added that little fucking cannot be used if you will never win is follow. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, if you throw this, there is an OS, but this isn't a huge thing. But basically, if your opponent doesn't flawless block 4-3-4, it's a true mix between this and Spear Charge as the end, because Spear Charge is 19, so there's only one frame of a difference. You're not going to do that. That's not fuzzable. So again, this variation, it has its potential as aggression. Yeah, as aggression, it's bad news. It's just bad news if you're trying to play aggressively. But again, this is the one that you want to space people out with. You got to be patient if you're going to make this variation work, and that is the biggest thing. And I think with Shao Kahn, that's actually how he's... I don't think that's how they wanted him to be played, but that's the way he has to play if you want to really succeed at a higher level. You can get away with doing the YOLO shit like I do, but you're going to lose a lot just like I do. So it's totally up to you guys. The only kind of aggression you might get is out of doing stuff like micro ducking after that. You know, use your plus frames abuse. But again, there's no way to really check the gap. So I mean, but you can still stagger this. I mean, a lot of times, the reason I started checking this variation out again is because once I realized how bad 4-3-4 is as a whole, I really realized that there's no point in trying to just rely on the check. Like, I don't really rely on 4-3 shoulder as much as I originally thought I was going to, because it's close enough where even if someone fucks up their flawless block by like a frame too early, they block the shoulder anyway, and then you're minus 20 with no fucking pushback. You're just like right the fuck here. So it's like I can't really see the other two being that good in that aspect. Risen Emp has a true check, but you're not getting a whole lot out of it. And for that reason, I'm kind of like, well, with V3, then if you're gonna be aggressive, you might as well just always stagger this. And then if your opponent starts to challenge it, then yeah, just commit. You'd have to commit with the other two anyway. And with the other two, you're not getting fucking 41%. I dropped it, but let me. You get 41% consistently in the corner if you get this. I believe it's even. 41? Yeah. 41%. The other variations aren't getting that. They're getting like 38, 37, which is great. But that 4% boost, trust me, it is demoralizing to be hit by 3 back threes in a fucking row. But yes, this variation, I think if you play Shao Kahn optimally, which is patiently and aggressive at the right times, this is the best variation because it capitalizes the best. But it's completely up to you guys. You don't have to agree with me. If you don't, comment down below. I'm probably going to argue with you or ignore you completely, but you can have your own opinions. It's okay. No one's going to shoot you for them. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I won't shoot you for having your opinions. You can trust me. But yes, fuck Cetrion, buff Shao. Hopefully November 17th they give him a rework. I'd rather they revert back 3 to dog shit if it means he gets this string usable. It wouldn't bust any variation, that's why, because it's still a mix that you have to commit to unless you're, like, if, I don't know if I want it safe. If they keep 4-3-4 minus 12, that's fine. I just want the gap removed. But yeah, I don't know. Shao buffs are tough to talk about. A lot of people have different opinions. I don't think anybody fully agrees with me, and I think I'm the only true Shao loyalist left on planet Earth that still plays this game consistently. But, but alright, that's all I got for you guys with V3. I really hope you guys like this little mini thing. I do have more content planned. Honest trailers, look guys, honestly, I'm kind of... I don't know if... I definitely need to finish them. I have like 3 episodes. I need to do more. I can't just leave it at that. But, maybe when this holiday season dies down, I'm thinking probably after Halloween. So maybe, yeah, so after next weekend, I'll probably start working on them. But they're not coming out just yet. I'm sorry I lied to you guys. I was really pumped when I first said it, but now I'm kind of like, meh. But, yeah, I am streaming on Twitch more so than I am on YouTube or making videos on YouTube. So please go follow my Twitch. It's literally my fucking username. If you don't know how to spell it, you're not a true fan anyway. But yeah, that's all I got. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, people.
Peace.
eat no dinner. Ay, yeah, my diamonds they call like December. I fuck that bitch, make her legs trimmer. Ay, my diamonds on Denver. Ay, yeah, I'm on no block like a sim. Ay, she come when I whisper. Ay, yeah, hands underneath shit, silk go locks. Hey,
yeah. We smash your thoughts. Fuck a bitch. She saw my. Hey, yeah. Hey, what? Hey.